insult the person. Sweet, quoted words, but our intention is to insult the person, to damage one's character. Not just insult, actually, to damage one's character, like to expose that person in that way also. Now this is innuendo. Now give me an example from the book. I think there is one example. He was treated by 4 doctors, yet he survived. Is it there in this category?
Yes, ma'am.
So I remember it right. Good. Now this example, he was treated by 4 doctors, yet he survived. Yet is there. मतलब उसको 4 डॉक्टरों ने देख लिया फिर भी बच गया. This is the Hindi literal meaning. So am I praising the doctors? If I say उसको 4 डॉक्टरों ने देख लिया फिर भी बच गया, so is it a praiseworthy expression for the doctors?
No, ma'am.
No. So the doctors are not, someone who are capable of doing their job perfectly. But of course, I am not plainly stating that. I am saying this indirectly. Remember, all these figures are figures based on indirect way of expression. That's why indirectness. So I don't say directly, my God, he survived. He was treated by 4 bad doctors. Thank God he survived. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he was treated by 4 doctors, yet he survived. 4 horrible doctors treated him, but फिर भी बच गया. That is his luck. So here I damage the reputation of the doctors, isn't it? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me another example from the book. Give me another example from the book.
Ma'am, the book needs no comment. The author is an octogenarian.
The book, let me write, needs no comment. The author
is an octogenarian.
Octogenarian. Octogenerian. Is it the spelling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the book needs no introduction. And the author is an octogenarian. Now, many a times I keep on telling this in other classes also. There will be terms where, which we have not known before, like insinuated or octogenarian. Then how do we get the meaning of the sentence? Now here I have to tell you, an octogenarian is basically a person who is very, very old. Okay, so the book needs no comments. The author is an octogenarian. So a very old person has written that book. Is it under indirectness? Are you reading it right? Anyways, the meaning of this line is that the book is not very good, and you don't need much of a comment here. The author itself is a very elderly person. Any other example? Let me give you some example. For example, if I say, what kind of example can I give you?
Ma'am, one more is there. My friend arrived and my book was missing.
Yes, my friend arrived and my book was missing. Now, my friend visited my home and my book went missing, or my phone went missing. That means after that no one came. That means my friend took the book away. So I am not directly calling my friend a thief, but I know that my friend has stolen my stuff. So I am telling it in a by giving hint that it is my friend who has stolen the book, but I'm not plainly stating this. So this is innuendo. Okay. In short, innuendo has this purpose of exposing or damaging the reputation or character of someone. Of course, for something wrong that they have done, not intentionally. You cannot simply go and use, insult someone, but maybe for some thing that they have done wrong, cause of which they deserve this, exposure or damage of reputation. So this is innuendo. Okay. Now, can we go to the next figure of speech, which is irony? What is the definition of irony? Something is stated and the exact of that is meant. That's the definition of irony. Give me the exact lines.
The contrary of what is meant is stated, and the purpose is to hurt some person or persons.
Contrary, that is opposite. The contrary of what is said is meant. What I say, I mean the exact opposite of this, and the intention is again to hurt or insult the person. But the most common example I often use, which is not there in the book, is that, oh, you're looking so pretty. I don't mean to be very, very positive and loving person when I say someone that, oh, you look pretty, in that tone. That is clear enough that I'm not very happy about the fact, that I'm complimenting the other person. And in fact, I don't mean to compliment. I mean the opposite of that. So in irony, whatever is stated, the exact opposite is meant, and the intention again is to insult or criticize or damage the character of a person. Now, give me an example.
Ma'am, that accomplished lawyer knows how to unbuild all subjects, even law.
Okay. Accomplished lawyer knows how to unbuild subjects, even law. Now, after discussing these two, I will also tell you how you have to differentiate between the two, because in both cases, nothing is stated directly. Directly, you don't insult the person. You say it in a indirect way. In the first case, you just give hints of that. In the second case, you say something and you mean the exact opposite of that. Now, here you have to understand the difference by understanding the examples. Okay, now coming to irony. Irony is that figure of speech where the contrast of what is said is meant, contrary. Okay, now here the example is an accomplished lawyer. Accomplished, this is an adjective here. An accomplished means someone who does his job well. So an accomplished lawyer knows how to unbuild. Now unbuild, what does unbuild mean? Unbuild means to destroy the work. Don't unbuild my project. Don't unbuild my क्या कहते हैं उसको, like if I am doing any craft with anything, if someone unbuilds it, that means it has been destroyed. And an accomplished lawyer unbuilds subjects, even law. So a person who is a good lawyer, how can a good lawyer unbuild things related to law? That means even if I use an adjective which is very positive, an accomplished lawyer, but I'm also saying that he is master in destroying things related to law or unbuild things related to law. So I mean the exact opposite of what I say. I don't mean that he is an accomplished lawyer. I mean that he is a bad lawyer, and that's why he unbuilds subject even related to law. Is it clear? Now, if I say a good cook knows how to spoil the broth. Do I mean that the cook is actually good?
No.
Yes. But I'm using the adjective good to describe the cook. So, acha cook, a good cook knows how to spoil or ruin the broth. That means he is actually not a good cook. And the contrary of what I said, the opposite of what I said is what I want to mean. But I say that indirectly. And what is my intention? My intention is to, insult or damage the reputation of the person. Right? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the question is, in innuendo, yes, damaging the reputation or character of a person. In irony, same, damaging the reputation of the character of a person. And what is the other similarity? Things are said indirectly, things are said indirectly. So, what is the difference? How can I differentiate that it is not an irony and in window, or it is not in window, it is irony? How do I do that? Now, pay attention. Okay, let me tell you. In case of innuendo, we don't mean the opposite of what we say. We say something but indirectly. If we want to insult someone, we do it indirectly. We don't use a good word for that person to insult that person. Okay, but in irony, we actually use a good term to describe a person to insult the character of that person, and therefore we mean the opposite of the good term that we use. So a good doctor is not a good doctor, a good lawyer is not a good lawyer, a good cook is not a good cook, because I am also saying that he is a good cook to spoil the broth. So that is the difference between irony and innuendo. Any questions? Are you there?
Ma'am, can you please repeat the difference?
Yes, I will repeat. Doesn't matter. I will repeat not 100 times. That is not possible for me physically. 10 times. But you have to pay attention. Now, listen to me again. We are dealing with innuendo and irony. When you in exam, you might be confused which one is innuendo and which one is irony. Let us take both the figures of speech one by one. What happens in innuendo? In innuendo, we basically don't say something directly or plainly, rather, we say it indirectly, we hint at it in an insinuated way. And in irony, what do we do? In irony, we say something and we mean the exact opposite of that. Okay, so in case of irony, whatever we say, the exact opposite is our intention to mean. So if I say, how good a teacher you are to confuse my knowledge of maths, that means I am not actually praising the teacher to be a good, because I'm also saying that you are confusing me. So I mean the opposite of what I say. I don't mean that how good you are really a teacher. But if I say that was treated by 4 doctors, yet he survived, I don't use good doctor, bad doctor, or any adjective to describe the doctor. I say that the doctors are horrible, but in an indirect way. And I just give hint through my statement that they are bad doctors. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now the rest, you have to read the examples in the book. Only then you can understand. Because I am talking for 10 minutes, 11 minutes. You will have to revise it by yourself today itself. Only then it will be clear. So this is about innuendo and irony. Any questions? Can I move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Periphrasis. Tell me the definition.
thing or idea is expressed in a roundabout way.
Yes. And there is another one, euphemism. Tell me that one also, because you need to understand these two side by side.
A harsh or disagreeable statement is softened down and expressed in a pleasing way.
Our statement expressed in a pleasing way. Okay. Again, very similar, but application is different. In periphrases is also called circumlocution. Like you say something in a roundabout way. ঘুরিয়ে ফিরিয়ে কথা বলা, যেটাকে আমরা বাংলাতে বলি। ঘুমা ফিরাকে बोलना, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं। That is periphrases. Here, the tone of the speaker is not to insult or to damage one's reputation. These two ideas are not here in these two figures of speech. Irony and innuendo are about indirectly insulting someone or damaging someone's reputation or criticizing someone, not criticize, damaging reputation. But periphrases and euphemism, they don't deal with that part, they only deal with the indirect way of expression. So in periphrases, whatever is said, it is said in a घुमा के फिरा के बोलना, straight बात सीधी तरह से नहीं बोलना. That is periphrases. Okay. And in euphemism, something is stated which is harsh, I mean not very pleasant to listen. Like if some unfortunate incident happens, if some bad news is on its way, but someone doesn't give the unfortunate news or the bad news directly, that ye building jal gaya, wo mar gaya, not like that, but the way of expression is very soft. It is softened down the tone so that it is expressed in a pleasing way. So even if it is a bad news or a harsh statement, it is expressed in a pleasing way to lower the impact of it. Now the most common example is when a person, or when a near or dear one passes away. We don't say that my grandfather or my grandmother left for her heavenly abode or his heavenly abode. So we don't use directly the term death. We don't say that they died. We say this in a indirect way, rather nullifying the harsh or the unpleasant truth, and trying to make it more acceptable, if not pleasing. That is euphemism. And in periphrases, we say something in a roundabout way. Give me an example of periphrases.
The million colored bow.
Million colored bow, BOW.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it rainbow? I don't know. I didn't understand. Give me some other example.
Sleep that not breaking.
What?
Sleep that knows not breaking.
Can you read the explanation? I can't get it. It is. What is the explanation? Read.
So, ma'am, in this sentence, death is expressed in a roundabout way by
sleep. SLEEP. Oh, understood. Yes. I thought SLIP. Sleep. The ultimate sleep is death, isn't it? Death is that kind. In literature, particularly, in many lines, we have seen that ultimate sleep is referred to. I mean, we don't use the term death. We say that is easy. You might get confused with innuendo and irony. But if you read examples, it is not confusing. Always remember, in innuendo, we don't even try to sound good. We just say it indirectly and we just hint at it. That my friend came and my book went missing. But if I say, how good a friend you are to leave me in my trouble, then I mean that you are not a good friend to leave me in my trouble. And that is irony. Even if I am saying a good friend, I don't mean that. I mean the exact opposite of that. That is the difference between these two figures of speech. In one figure of speech, which is innuendo, what I'm saying, my friend came and my book went missing. Good, bad, I'm not interested in that. I'm simply stating or hinting something, insinuating at something, not directly, not plainly, but in an indirect way, with the intention of damaging the reputation of the person or the character of that person, because he has stolen my book. But in irony, the contrary of what is said is meant, the opposite of what is said is meant, with the intention again to damage the reputation of the person. How good a friend you are to forsake me in my trouble. I think this is also there in the book. So you're not a good friend to free me or to leave me in my trouble. So this is innuendo, irony, periphrasis, and euphemism. Is it clear?
Ma'am, can you
Yes, ma'am.
euphemism with an example?
Which one?
Euphemism.
Euphemism. It is there in the book also. He or she passed away or something is there in the book. Is there a line like this? Passed away.
No, ma'am. I can see one example. It says the bank has stopped payment.
Okay, even if I take this example, the bank has stopped payment. The bank has gone bankrupt, and that's why the bank has stopped payment. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
When will the bank stop payment? Because the bank itself is financially not stable. That's why. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. So now I think we are. Let me go to that picture. Then I can give you a more clear idea. Yeah. Now we have done figures based on similarity. We have done figures based on contrast. We have done figures based on imagination. We have done figures based on indirectness. We have done figures based on sound. Now what left to be done or completed is figures based on association, which is half done. Metonymy is done. Synecdoche, transfer epithet, and allusion is left. Transfer epithet I discussed once in class, but I would like to repeat it. I am waiting for physical classes actually, because synecdoche is tough. With too many types, it is tough. So as of now, we are left with figures based on construction, and in this category, please mark it in your book. We will be doing chiasmus, zeugma, hendiadys, and litotes. These four figures of speech, because in this category, all these don't usually come. Even in honors also, I do these four, and for you also these four, because more or less only these four come in the exam.
Ma'am, can you tell me again, please?
Yes. In figures based on construction, if you have the book, just mark point C, point D, point E, point F, which is chiasmus, zeugma, hendiadys, and litotes. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Great. Now, tomorrow we will have a class again, and I'll complete this figures based on construction.
Ma'am, at what time we shall we have?
11? Is it fine?
Okay, ma'am.
11 is fine. Great. So I will share the link. I'll drop a message also tomorrow. And tomorrow also you have to cooperate with me. You have to read out the definitions for me, and I'll try my best to make it clear to you. And some of you who have the book with you and who are really interested, today is not a working day. Do it now. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Read all the explained examples in the book now itself. Trust me, your level of understanding will be 150% right now because you have just listened to the lectures. But tomorrow you will lose half of it. So read the solved examples from the book right now. Okay? Do you want me to repeat anything? Tomorrow when we start, again we will revise what we did today. So I'm going to revise it, don't worry. But as of now, do you have any questions?
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Tell. Yes, tell. I'm
Uh,
listening.
if there is time, can you please repeat again the
Yes,
based on sound, figure
based
based
on
on
sound.
sound? Yeah.
Okay.
If there
So
is time,
okay.
I was not.
Figures based on sound. First is pun. Tell me the definition of pun which is there in the book.
Ma'am,
Duplicity of meaning. Yes, tell.
there is a duplicity of sense under the unity of sound.
Yes. Sense here stands for meaning. Meaning, okay. So there is a duplicity of sense. That is, there is duplicity means double. There is a idea of double meaning or double sense. Now, don't understand double meaning to be of double standard, not like that. Two different senses or two different meanings under the unity of sound. And there is one singular sound. Okay? In many cases, pun is used when we crack a joke. Pun is used by a humorous person. Why? They try to say something in a funny way where there is a single sound or a word or two words which sound similar but they have different meanings. Like if I say, the lady didn't know what to cry for, the soul or the other soul. One soul is the true soul and the other is the soul of the heart. Okay, so in pun, there is duplicity of sense or meaning, but under the unity of sound. This is pun. Then there is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is very, very easy. Whenever you find these words, whispering, buzzing, hissing, thundering, thumping, not grumping, sorry, banging, we know that these words itself denote the sense. Whenever we understand, whenever we say whispering doesn't have any other sound. It is whispering only, isn't it? Then twittering, it is twittering. That sound itself, hissing itself is the sound, isn't it? So in this case, the sound itself denotes the word itself denotes the meaning. And the next one is, I think, alliteration. As soon as doesn't come, so I didn't repeat it. As alliteration, when a single sound is repeated more than twice. As I said, the father fought the fight for the son in the field. So fa sound has been repeated more than twice in consecutive words or lines. That is alliteration. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So read the examples today. Tomorrow we will do figures based on construction. Okay? Is it fine? Anything else? Can we wind up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then tomorrow 11 a.m. be ready. Thank you. You can leave the class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.